Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Nora.
And I'm George. Hello, everyone.
George, how are you today?
Honestly, pretty good. How about you, Nora?
I'm great, actually. This morning, I walked outside and listened to an English song. I didn't understand every word, but I still enjoyed it. Small moments like that make me happy.
That's so you, Nora. Calm morning walks and songs. Meanwhile, I had a small disaster today.
A disaster? Tell me.
So I was ordering coffee, right? The lady asked me a question, and I froze. I just said, "Sorry, my English is weak." She smiled and helped me anyway, but after that I felt bad the whole day.
George, I want you to really hear this. That one sentence, "My English is weak," it's not just words. It quietly shapes how you speak.
I say it all the time, though, almost like a habit now.
I know, and that's exactly why we're talking about it today.
Okay, now I'm interested. What are we actually doing today?
Today, we're going to stop saying, "My English is weak." Instead, we'll learn how to build real fluency, one small step at a time.
Step-by-step fluency. I like the sound of that already.
But first, if you're new here, tap that follow button. It genuinely helps more beginners find these lessons.
And trust me, once you start, you won't want to miss the next lesson either.
Okay, George, let's start with something important. Why do you think you say, "My English is weak"?
Because it feels true. I make mistakes all the time, so I just say it before anyone notices.
That makes sense. But here's the problem. Every time you say weak, your brain believes it. And when your brain believes it, you speak less.
Wait, so the sentence itself is stopping me from improving?
Exactly. Let me give you a simple picture. Think about a plant. If you keep saying, "This plant is dying," you won't water it. You'll just wait for it to die.
Okay, dark example, but I get it.
But if you say, "This plant is growing," you take care of it daily. Same plant, different words, completely different result.
Oh, so my English is like that plant. If I keep calling it weak, I stop watering it.
Yes, that's exactly it, George. Your English isn't weak, it's simply growing. And growing things need daily care, not daily criticism.
Okay, I love that idea. But how do I actually water my English every day?
Good question. Here's our first tool today. It's called the 1-minute talk.
1-minute talk? What's that?
Every day, you talk to yourself in English for just 1 minute about anything, your food, your day, your plans.
Talk to myself? People will think I'm crazy.
No one needs to hear you. Do it while walking, cooking, or even in the shower.
Okay, but 1 minute feels too short to matter.
That's the point. Small and easy, so you'll actually do it every day. Big goals often get skipped completely.
True. I've skipped many study 1-hour daily plans.
Exactly why we start small. 1 minute daily builds a real habit, and habits build fluency, slowly but surely.
Okay, I'm actually willing to try this. What do I even say in 1 minute?
Simple sentences, like, "Today I feel tired. I drank coffee. Now I feel better."
Oh, that's really simple. I thought it needed to be perfect.
No, George, perfect isn't the goal here. Speaking daily is the goal.
Okay, that actually makes me feel less pressure.
Good, because pressure is often why beginners freeze, just like you did with your coffee order.
Please stop reminding me about the coffee.
Fine. But George, this 1-minute talk is just the beginning.
Wait, there's more coming?
Much more. There's a second tool that fixes something even bigger than fear.
Bigger than fear? Now I need to know.
Patience, we'll get there very soon, right after this.
Okay, now I really can't skip ahead. I need to see this.
Okay, George, ready for that second tool?
Yes, you said it fixes something bigger than fear. What is it?
It's called the mistake jar.
A jar? Like an actual jar?
It can be real or just in your notebook. Every time you make a mistake, you write it down instead of feeling bad.
Wait, so instead of hiding my mistake, I collect it.
Exactly. Think about grocery shopping. When you find a good deal, you don't throw it away. You keep it, right?
Right, I definitely keep a good deal.
Mistakes are the same. Each one shows you exactly what to practice next. That's valuable information, not shame.
I always saw mistakes as embarrassing moments to forget quickly.
Most beginners do, but forgetting means you make the same mistake again and again.
Okay, wait, remember my coffee shop moment?
Of course, let's use it.
So instead of just feeling embarrassed, I'd write down, I froze when asked a question.
Perfect. Now, what would you write next to it?
Maybe practice answering simple questions out loud?
Yes. See, you just turned embarrassment into a real practice plan.
Wow, that actually feels good, not bad.
That's the whole point of the mistake jar, collecting, not hiding.
Okay, but Nora, here's something confusing. I collect mistakes, but I never fix the confidence problem behind them.
That's a really good point, George, and that's exactly what we'll solve, just a little later.
Wait, there's a third thing coming too?
There is, and honestly, it might be the most important part of this whole episode.
Okay, now I'm definitely not looking away from this screen.
Good, but let's finish this tool properly first.
Right, sorry. So, how often should I check this mistake jar?
Once a week is enough. Look back, pick 2 mistakes, and practice them.
Only 2? Not all of them?
Only 2. Trying to fix everything at once feels heavy, like carrying too many bags.
Yeah, I've dropped groceries trying to carry too much at once.
Exactly. Same idea here. Small, steady steps beat one huge, tiring effort.
Okay, 1 minute talk daily, mistake jar weekly. I can actually do this.
You definitely can. And notice something, George.
What's that?
You haven't said, "My English is weak," once during this conversation.
Wait, really? I didn't even notice that.
That's progress already happening, right now in real time.
Okay, that's honestly a little emotional for me.
It should be. Small shifts like this build real, lasting fluency.
Okay, so what's this big, mysterious third thing you mentioned earlier?
It's about how you talk to yourself when you make a mistake.
Like my inner voice?
Exactly. Most beginners hear a harsh voice saying, "You're so bad at this."
Yeah, that voice sounds very familiar to me.
I know, but that harsh voice isn't helping you. It's just adding pressure.
So what do I do instead? Just ignore it?
Not ignore, replace. That's the real secret, and it changes everything.
Wait, you're stopping right there? That's so unfair.
Only for a moment, George. It's coming up right after this.
Okay, fine, but I'm holding you to that promise.
I always keep my promises with you.
Good, because I really need this one. My inner voice can be brutal sometimes.
Then you're going to love what comes next. It's simple but powerful.
Okay, I'm staying right here. Let's get to it.
Okay, George, remember that harsh inner voice?
Yes, the one that says, "You're so bad at this."
Here's the secret. You replace the words, but keep the honesty.
What do you mean, keep the honesty?
Instead of "I'm bad at English," you say, "I'm still learning English."
Wait, that's such a small change. Does it really matter?
It matters more than you think. Bad feels final, like it's over.
Right, like there's no hope left after that.
Exactly, but still learning leaves the door open. It shows movement.
Oh, it's like saying the food isn't ready instead of the food is ruined.
That's a perfect example, George. One means wait, the other means give up.
Okay, so every time I mess up, I just say still learning?
Yes, say it out loud even. Your brain listens closely to your own words.
This actually feels like the missing piece from our whole conversation today.
It is. And now, this next part is the most important moment today.
More important than everything else we just learned?
Because now you're going to actually use it live right here.
Oh no, putting to practice already?
Yes, let's role play. Imagine you're back at the coffee shop, ordering again.
Okay, deep breath, here goes nothing.
Hi, what would you like today?
I want a small coffee, please, with milk.
Sure. Anything else for you today?
No, that's all. Thank you very much.
See? That was smooth, clear, and confident.
Wait, I didn't freeze at all this time.
Because you weren't judging yourself while speaking. You just spoke.
Quietly amazed. That feels really different from this morning's coffee disaster.
One more try. This time, she asks a harder question.
Okay, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Do you want that coffee hot or iced today?
Hot, please. It's a little cold outside today.
Impressed? Perfect answer, George. Simple, clear, and completely natural.
I actually did it. No freezing, no panic, nothing.
That's fluency in action. Small, real, and completely yours.
Okay, let me recap everything before my brain gets too excited.
Go ahead. Tell everyone what we covered today.
First, the 1-minute talk, speaking to myself daily in simple sentences.
Yes, small and consistent every single day.
Second, the mistake jar, collecting mistakes instead of hiding them.
And checking it weekly, picking just 2 things to practice.
And third, changing I'm bad into I'm still learning.
Exactly right, George. 3 simple tools, 1 big shift.
Honestly, I feel lighter just talking about this today.
That's because you stopped calling your English weak even for 1 episode.
I promise to keep watering my English plant now.
I love that you remembered that one.
Okay, before we go, everyone should really try today's tools themselves.
Yes, please give this video a like if it helped you today.
And share it with a friend who always says my English is weak.
Here's a question for you. In the comments, what's 1 mistake you're proud of?
Answer in English, even a short sentence is perfectly fine.
We truly love reading your comments every single day.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye for now, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next one.